Hi, everybody. This is John Drew here from Elevated Planet.
And Jolie Gabrielle here from Elevated Planet, and we'd like to welcome you to today's show or meditation session with Pam Gregory, and John is going to tell us more about it.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us today. Appreciate anybody who cares to join us for this. This is the 2026 version of the Pam Gregory inspired meditation, her global meditation. In the past, we did it based off a template that Jolie did for us, which was based on what Pam had suggested for the meditation. But since then, Pam has actually laid down her own meditation track. So we thought, well, we might as well go with what Pam's got out there now. It lasts around 15 minutes, but obviously it's totally fit for purpose. And for anybody who wants to go with that directly, in the description below is the link to the SoundCloud recording that Pam has there. And it's also accessible through her website, pamgregory.com as well. But the joy of this is we get together and, however many of us there are for this particular event, then, that's one of the things I like about it. You're right. Okay. Because of the way the quantum wave structure works, for every 10 people we get in alignment on a meditation here is the value of 100. And when Pam manages to pull together around the globe, which she will do sometimes, I think particularly on Sundays, because Sundays is when she started it, when people have time. I mean, the only challenge, of course, of doing something at this time in the UK is fine. But obviously in the USA, for instance, then people will be working. So, it doesn't always work out that way around. But nevertheless, there are alternative ways of doing the same thing. But anyway, 90,560 people is the equivalent value of 8.2 billion-ish. And that's about the population of the planet. Last time I counted, it was anyway. So that's something that is something that then means that we are really elevating the consciousness around this planet to the fifth dimension and beyond. So, and as we go through, Pam guides us through the meditation and how to look at this, because what we're thinking about, obviously we're thinking about the trouble spots around the world where there are a strife, where there's where people are going through real struggles, but we don't focus on the struggle. We focus on the feelings that and emotions that we want them to feel as they go forward, because whatever we put out there is the energy that they will receive. So when we all put out there heart-based unity consciousness, love, peace, joy, happiness, all that kind of good stuff that Pam will talk us through, we are hitting them with an energy wave which is going to lift everything. And it's been proven through Lynn McTaggart's work and various others that it works. Scientifically, it works. So it's exciting. I'm really happy we get the opportunity to contribute in a humble way to what Pam is doing. And that's the joy of it. And, any thoughts you want to add to that, Jolie?
No, John, it's you. I think you summed it up quite nicely. So let's get to the meditation.
Well, we're still going to have 5 minutes before, because it's 7 o'clock is UK time that we do that. So we still got a little bit of time. But what I also wanted to mention to our Elevated Planet community is that I had a great interview yesterday with a human futurist, Chris Stiles, who creates what are called intelligent mathematical blueprints for individuals. And it's quite amazing, because I had a reading with him probably going back to about maybe 2021. And it was amazing to look at what he created, because it showed me all my past history, all the times when things would be going really well, all the times where I might reach a crisis point and have a dark night of the soul. It was all there. And he didn't know my history, but he knew how to dig in under that surface. I mean, man's a genius at what he does. And what he does now is that he kind of takes a global view of what's going on. And he'll look at maybe the intelligent mathematical blueprint of, let's say, Donald Trump. Let's talk about J.D. Vance, right? People like that. And then looking at, say, leaders, around the world. and then creating a framework around that. And he does like almost family blueprints. And from that, he's able to get an idea of what's coming up, like not just in this year ahead, but in the years beyond that. And he also goes beyond that these days as well. It just doesn't end there, because his research has gone deeper. It's gone into astrology. It's gone into all sorts of things. But the thing about Chris, he's a proper scientist. He's a proper research scientist, and that's his background. His father was a professor in mathematics and physics in South Africa, and that's where Chris grew up. So he has a very rigorous way of proving these things. So when I say that he does these things, there's nothing airy-fairy about this. This is proper researched stuff. And it doesn't say exactly what's going to happen, but it shows the influences in people's lives and how that could play out. So the gaps are yet to be filled in, in terms of detail, but it is fascinating to look at, particularly because we are going through so much chaos at the moment. And indeed, the title of the email, which will be released tomorrow, is, just remind myself here, Captains of Chaos, Trump and Vance, Human Futurist View 2026 and Beyond. So if that sounds interesting, then tomorrow morning that will go live. And it's a good one to check out, because some fascinating insights there, really. And Chris was really on form, and he's a lovely guy to talk to. He's a lovely guy to spend some time with. And, he's got a great energy about him. And I know, Jolie, we've gathered a lot of information from Chris over the last few years, haven't we?
Yes, we absolutely have. He is so important and integral to what we do, his information and his just love for this. And I really appreciate him. He's very important to Elevated Planet.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. We truly appreciate him, and that will come highly recommended on your playlist. See what you think, and again, what we're encouraging people to do is give us comments on it. And again, there's nothing wrong whether you see it as truth or deluded nonsense. Do share. If you have questions that you'd like to ask Chris for future interviews, then ask the questions, and we can respond to you directly on any particular points as well, where you have specific questions around how this operates, or maybe points of interest that we could then research and talk to as well. So just wanted to throw that out there, and we will be doing the usual live show on Sunday again. Once again, we're following the ascension process that we're going through at the moment, what the program looks like, why it looks this way, why there is chaos around us, and how it will play out, and what the choices are around this, because everybody's experiences are different with this, because timelines differ. And a lot of it, really what it comes down to is, what frequency are you vibrating at? And I know it will change, because obviously we're here on this emotional roller coaster, which is, human life. But at the same time, there are those who are constantly stuck in the denser energies down here, whereas some people live their life up here in the higher frequency energies. And wherever you're resonating is important, because that kind of dictates the quality of life that you get. Because if you're stuck in fear, if you're stuck in the density and the chaos, that is when the challenges are harder. But sometimes we have to do that, because that's what gives us the epiphany and allows us to develop. So yeah, I think that's just pretty much all I wanted to say on that. But yeah, it'll be exciting on Sunday. We're following up on that one. Again, it's like a book club kind of thing, like we have done for the last 2 weeks. And I love the format. It gives us plenty of latitude to talk around these things with the community, and encourage points to be eased out as well and discussed. So what do you think, Jolie? Are we ready to go? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I'm like, we're ready to go. Let's meditate.
Right. Okay, everybody. What we're going to do, we're going to switch onto the alternative screen now, which will be Pam Gregory with her guided meditation for us all to enjoy. At the end of it, we don't come back. We basically just switch the broadcast off, because that gives people to stay the opportunity to stay in their meditative state. And it's always nicer that way, because then if people want to carry on for a few minutes, they can, without me talking at them Anyway, thank you to everyone who is here with us today, helping to raise the quantum wave structure on the planet to the fifth dimension and beyond. So anyway, I will switch screens now and we'll let Pam take over.
So as we begin this meditation, you might want to light a candle or burn some incense. Just make sure you're not going to be disturbed and have a sense of creating sacred space. Set a clear intention that this is for your highest good, the highest good of all, and the highest good of the earth. Use a mantra of we're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And then just take 3 long, slow breaths. And try and make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. You might even pause for a few seconds at the end of the exhale. Let your jaw go slack and all the tiny muscles around your eyes soften. Let your face soften, and you feel that heavy, softening relaxation just spreading down through your body, arms, your legs. Feel like butter melting in the sun. We're coming together with open hearts, and we're shifting the collective timeline every time we do this. So imagine our global community. We're creating a sacred global circle. Imagine holding our hands across the world and connecting with our hearts. Some of you may even feel a strong vortex of energy going around the world, connecting all of our hearts together. And know that inside your heart, very small but very bright, is a tiny flame. It's your life force that connects you to the divine. And in the center of this circle, put any living being who you feel or know is suffering right now. People in war zones, people in poverty, disease, famine. You can put animals, birds, all of sentient life. People in extreme weather conditions, earthquakes, volcanoes, anyone or anything who needs help and healing, put them in the circle. And we're not going to dwell on the suffering because that will magnify it. We're going to raise our consciousness beyond that. So start to see waves of very soft, gentle, pale blue light. Waves coming in, soothing, calming, all the extremes within that circle. Calming all the grief, the sadness, the hunger, the suffering. See it all soothing and calming as a mother would calm a child. And you can continue to visualize these soft blue waves of calm light all the way through your day if you wish. And then come back to that tiny, very bright flame of light inside your heart, your divine connection. And as you drop into this light and your breath, imagine that you're breathing in and out through the heart as if it were your lungs. And start to see this light get brighter, stronger, bigger. And feel that we're joining together with that heart light all over the world. Feel the expansion of love that we're creating every time we do this. And as your heart light expands, feel love, joy, compassion, peace, freedom, freedom for all beings. And we're connecting in this ever-growing web of light around the earth. And start to feel with your breath and your heart light that we're feeding this web of light with those positive emotions: love, joy, peace, compassion, freedom. And imagine this web of light is alive. It's shimmering. It's becoming bigger and brighter all around the earth. We're creating this from the invisible with our focus and our love, and this is how realities are created. You might even notice that other beings are starting to join us. More people, more animals, maybe the elementals, the fairies, the tree beings, our galactic family perhaps, coming together in an army of love, a tsunami of love that is bringing more connection and a sense of oneness to all of humanity. And this tsunami of love adds power to this web of light. You might see it as silver golden, sparkling, brilliant, shimmering, vibrant and alive, and taking on its own momentum. And we're doing this by weaving the harmonics of creation with the divine. It's creating an unstoppable force to transmute all of the suffering from darkness into light. We're lifting all of life on Gaia and maybe beyond. And you might even feel that these pulses from our shimmering web of heart light are starting to reach out into the cosmos via this bigger web of light. They're stretching out like galactic superhighways of love. They're reaching out to our galactic family. And also, in this web of light, they're weaving back to Gaia, all of life connecting, even to the inner earth beings and all of those high intelligences. Everything has more life force now. Everything is more lit up, more heightened, more sparkling. It's a sense of pulsing oneness and harmony across our entire creation. Everything is connected to support the other in this web of light. This is cosmic love and unity consciousness weaving together to create a new reality in higher timelines where anything is possible. We're raising the love and light quotient on the earth. We're creating new stepping stones of light for others to follow. We can change timelines in a moment. We're coming together in thousands every day in one focused intention to build a more loving new earth. We're the bridge builders, the pioneers who will be talked about in history books. We're embodying that new frequency. We are new earth. We are creating a new energetic template. And our legacy will be that we stood strong in our light, our love, and our joy as acts of defiance as the battles raged around us. We're imprinting the energy field with a blueprint of a higher version of humanity, with compassion. And our legacy is how much we raise the love quotient in the world. We're warriors of light and warriors of love. Know that deeply in your heart. We're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And you might just check to see if we've eased the suffering somewhat since we started. And do you feel calmer, clearer, as if the lights have been turned up? Did you see a vision of the future we're creating together every day? Know our power as we come together in numbers every day to do this with spiritual dedication. Every day when we do this, we're adding to the tsunami of love across the world and the living light, which is creating a very different reality for us all. It's a powerful legacy to say that you could not have done more for love in this world as a bridge builder. And gradually, you might start to feel your body again. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And just come back to the room. I just want to thank you and send you many blessings to you all for being with me on this journey of immense courage and transformation. God bless.